When did you realize your family wasn't actually happy? I was 12 when I found the wrong birthday cake in our fridge. It said, "Happy birthday, Olivia," in perfect pink frosting. Problem was, I'm Maya, and I had no idea who Olivia was. Mom rushed in when she caught me staring at it, said the bakery messed up, that they'd fix it later, but her voice got all shaky and weird. She kept looking at the cake like it was gonna bite her. That night, I heard her crying on the phone with someone named Steven. She kept saying, "I can't do this anymore, and I miss her too much." When I asked who Steven was, she said it was nobody important, just work stuff. But work doesn't make you sob like that at midnight. I started paying attention to things I'd never noticed before, like how my parents would get super quiet whenever other families talked about having multiple kids, or how my mom would sometimes call me Olivia by accident and then pretend it never happened, or how there were baby pictures in our house that didn't look quite right. The baby in those photos looked like me, but different somehow. Wrong nose, different eyes, and when I looked closer, the dates were wrong too. So I went digging through my mom's closet while she was at work. Way in the back, behind her winter coats, there was this beat-up cardboard box. Inside were hospital bracelets, baby clothes in a size I'd never seen, and photos labeled Olivia in my mom's handwriting. Same hospital where I was born. But 3 years before I was born, the baby looked exactly like me. Same curly hair, same chubby cheeks, but she was wearing clothes I'd never owned and smiling in places I'd never been. When Mom got home, I confronted her with the box. She just stood there holding her car keys, staring at the photos scattered on my bed. Then she sat down and started crying again. That's when she told me the truth. Olivia was my sister, my older sister who died when she was only 14 months old. SIDS, she said. Sudden infant death syndrome. One morning, she just didn't wake up. "You were our miracle baby," Mom whispered. "Our second chance. We wanted to start fresh, to not live in the shadow of losing her. So we never talked about Olivia. We thought it would be better for everyone, but it wasn't better. It was worse. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why my parents fought every single holiday. Why my mom would randomly burst into tears when I laughed too loud. Why my dad would stare at me sometimes like he was seeing a ghost. Why they were always telling me I was special, like they were trying to convince themselves. They weren't happy. They were terrified. Terrified of losing me too. Terrified of being happy because happiness had been taken away from them before. They'd been pretending for 12 years that everything was fine when really they were just holding their breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. The next day was actually my birthday, but nobody sang. Nobody ate cake. We just sat around the kitchen table while my mom showed me more pictures of Olivia. Pictures of her first steps, her first Christmas, her first and last birthday. "She would have been your big sister," Dad said quietly. "She would have taught you how to ride a bike and helped you with homework and probably stolen your clothes when you got older." That's when I realized we'd never actually been a family of 3. We'd been a family of 4 with one person missing. And my parents had been grieving for so long they'd forgotten how to just exist without the weight of that loss crushing them.